And welcome back to another episode of JP and the Beanstalk.
You bet. Here we are. Come on, there's a great energy in the gym. It's a brand new year, Riles.
It is a brand spanking new year.
It's 2023. You're cutting back on some Busch lattes. I've got some fresh Ames tap water here. Come on, we're fueled up. We're ready to roll. And what is this? Is this a fresh desk? Hello.
Thank you, Amy. It's
Way to
brilliant.
go, Ames.
Yeah.
Way to go.
No,
Never met you, but great job.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Proud of you.
I know, it's a lot nicer than these old TV tray things.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Wow, we're
Investing.
upgrading. We're upgrading in materials, maybe even in cast. Maybe I'll get subbed out for someone far superior. I mean,
Bro,
we'll do whatever it takes. We'll do whatever it takes. I will sacrifice myself.
If you're getting subbed out, I'm scared of who I'm getting replaced by.
Feels like a conversation about who would play me in a movie gone wrong.
I don't even want to know.
It's gone sideways.
Don't even want to know.
Yeah. You know who you know what? Let's just get there right now. Random tangent right off the bat. You know who I would love to have play me in a movie?
Who?
Young Mel Gibson. Just because.
Well, I think that's
Mel in his
happen.
prime. Mel in his prime. That being said, I wouldn't mind if there was a little foreshadowing and Mel right now was playing me as I will become. That'd be fantastic. He grows an exquisite beard whenever he wants to. And when he chooses to trim it back to just the bare chin, he still looks tremendous. Mel Gibson, everyone. That's who I would like. Who would you like to play you in a movie?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question.
I mean, Andy Samberg is you.
This is true.
Every time I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I'm like, that's Riley. That's right. I'm watching Riley.
It's honestly scary.
It is.
It honestly is a little scary.
Yep.
That might be why I love that show too much. But anyway.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
But you don't have to choose Andy. You can choose whoever you'd like.
Well, if we're talking about like...
Because really, Andy chose you.
It's true. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about that, then probably Andy. But present day, like similar age, I might have to say Dave Franco.
I said Mel Gibson. You don't have to choose similar age.
I know, but
Mel's
still,
like 90.
I still might take Dave Franco in that.
Okay.
Which is an odd choice.
Ooh.
But I feel like we look maybe similar enough.
Okay. I see where you're coming from there. That's a
Maybe.
good pull.
Yeah.
Dave Franco. Sure.
Well, I was thinking like Tom Holland, but I was like, that's basic. Tom Holland.
No, I like your
basic.
Dave Franco choice. I think that shows some depth of thought.
Yeah,
lean into that. That's great.
That's going to be my choice.
Oh, that's really great. That's really great. Well, Happy New Year, Riles.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. It's great to make it to another year. I hope you had a tremendous Christmas. I certainly did in my household.
It was, so all the cousins are older now.
Yep.
So
where are they like relative to you in age? Like within a few years, both older and younger, or are there some outliers there?
So out of the cousins that still come to family Christmas,
that's all that matters.
I am the eldest. Out of all the grandkids,
Nice.
I'm the second eldest.
Okay.
But
Okay.
as of who was present, I was the eldest.
So
And
you're basically
then-
at the top. You're there.
Right. And then the
Yeah,
youngest
must be present to win.
And then the youngest is in 8th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then everybody else.
So that's fairly well bundled together. I mean, that's enough common ground.
Right.
Yeah.
There's 2 that haven't graduated yet.
Okay.
1 is graduating, so 3.
Sure.
But
Absolutely love it.
I don't know. It felt like we all just showed up to collect paychecks and then dipped. You know what I mean? Like we showed up, we got our envelopes.
Oh my gosh.
We said thank you, and then we kind of just did our own thing afterwards. It did not feel like Christmas.
A little transactional, perhaps.
Well, that's, because we used to all sit around in a circle,
Yep.
and then we would go from youngest to oldest on who's opening gifts. And then this
It's just
year,
not the same.
right? And now it's just okay, everybody. Here's your card, and you know
all
what's
got
inside,
the same thing.
right?
Same amount.
Right, and we had stockings, so you get a little
Yep.
candy and
Sure.
like a shirt or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it was
There's
like
some effort being made there.
right. And then after that, like we had a couple cousins actually most cousins dipped like within 2 hours after.
Sheesh.
Because they don't have their significant others, and
And they didn't invite them? They didn't invite the significant others? Or the significant others explicitly not welcome?
No. So they are more than welcome.
Sure. Okay.
Let's see here. Who Now this is I have to remember. Well, actually,
Because it's a classic move to use the significant other as an excuse, like, "Hey, sorry, I gotta leave, fam, but I gotta go take care of Bay."
Actually, now that I think about it, I was the only cousin to not have a significant other, which is kind of funny too. But yeah, so
Nice. That was also my effort to try and speak like current lingo, and I think it went really poorly. It was terrible.
Well, good.
I'm not gonna do it again.
But my sister's boyfriend was there, and then one of my cousin's girlfriends couldn't make it. Another one came, and then
It's a decent participation.
Yeah, decent participation.
Okay. Respect. No doubt. That's great. See, that makes me appreciate the stage of life that I'm in with all these young kids, right? Like, okay, so we bought a new house this year. So Lindsay and I agreed prior to Christmas, like, okay, we're not getting each other anything, right? We bought the house, right? Yes, agreed. So there were no gifts. We did stockings, snacks, right, for each other. I got new socks, and I was genuinely excited about new socks. That's how I know I'm old, okay? I was excited about new socks, so it's over for me. But for my kids, there's still hope, right? They're between the ages of 1 and 7, and my goodness, that anticipation, it's huge. It's huge.
Sure.
I think we deliberately waited to put the wrapped Christmas gifts out under the tree until December 24th, with the understanding, and this was the morning of December 24th, with the understanding that they would not get open until that evening. And within 2 minutes, somebody had already started opening one of their presents. And so everybody was quickly banned to the basement for the rest of the day because they had shown that they are not trustworthy, probably going to turn out to be very bad kids. And so we might as well lean into it and spoil them with stuff because it's hopeless anyway. So there you go. But it was great, other than the fact that my kids are doomed. It was fantastic.
I mean,
A lot of Legos at Christmas, so that was cool.
I mean, in your defense, it's like you only have you and Lindsay have 4 hands. There's 5 kids. I don't think you're stopping. There's one that's going to break
We even had a conversation. We even said right when we brought them out. Now you understand these are open tonight. You don't open them now. Yes. Walk away. 2 minutes later, rip. You just hear the sound. You go, come on. Who did it? Cal. Come on, man.
That was going to be my guess.
100%.
That was my
And I
guess.
walk into the room and his eyes, he's just looking up at me like, I can't believe you caught me. It's like, you're wide out in the open. Like, this isn't even hidden. You haven't even done this well. You're sitting next to the tree in broad daylight.
I wish that would have been on video.
Oh, my
That is
gosh.
hilarious. That was my first guess. That's so funny.
It was... Anyway, it was a blast. It's a lot of fun watching kids open their gifts. They're excited. They love it. So Christmas season's a fun time right now. But I get where you're coming from because then I go to other Christmas gatherings with extended family, and it's just not the same. It's a little more transactional, which is too bad. So you got to enjoy it when it's still vibrant.
I think next year we got to spice it up.
Yeah. Got to
might
find a
have
way
to
to make it interesting.
Might have to take lead on that.
Do White Elephant. Yankee swap.
Yeah,
Lean into the Office method.
I think, I don't know. I was thinking even something like we come up with a theme that day, and then we just all go to like Cedar Falls.
Ooh.
And
buy the gift that day.
Right. And then
Yes.
we all disperse.
Oh, that's fun.
Right. And
Yes.
then don't show anybody what you got.
Mm-hmm.
Then come back, and then it's just, because then it's hilarious because you're grasping at straws. You're like, I don't know what to do.
100%. Because here's the thing. All of us, like, that are in that adult phase, like, needs are met, right? Everybody literally has everything that you need. So it's all about, hey, is there something that you might want? Maybe. But really, if you're a stable adult, if there's something you really want, like, you're buying it for yourself. You're not a kid either. You're not like, well, I got to wait for grandpa to give it to me.
Right.
You can get it.
Right.
You can get it. So I like that idea. You write that down. You take note of that because you got to make it fun. You got to make it enjoyable. And in other words, it does not matter if what you end up getting, you're going, I'm never going to use this. Who cares? Who cares?
By the way, so we did a grab bag for my mom's side of the family.
Ooh, interesting.
So,
Also, we might have had some of these experiences.
right. So they did gender neutral. So it was like you can get whatever you want.
Okay.
And I'm like, great. So I go to Target and I'm looking at the movies and I see John Wick. I'm like, that's a great pick. If you haven't seen John Wick, it's fantastic.
Really good. Really good.
fantastic. So I was like,
Keanu
oh,
at his
great
best.
start.
Yes.
So then I start walking
Okay.
towards the food. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a basic bitch, but I'm going to get popcorn. I'll get candy. I'll just make a movie night out of the whole thing, you know?
Okay. Okay.
It's not original, but I'm like, you know, it's safe.
It's solid.
It's safe.
It's solid.
And then I thought, I started walking by the Nerf guns.
Oh boy.
And so there were two little pistols that happened to
Go right
fit.
along with the theme.
Right. So I was like, you know, after the movie, they're going to want to channel their John Wick.
There you go.
And so it's so funny because my one cousin that's like my mom's cousin, actually, not my, like,
Sure.
we're cousin, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
family's great.
Right.
But anyways, she got my presents last year too, and they were not great. So she got it again this year, and I was just laughing hysterically because I was like, you know what? I'm going to have fun.
Nice.
So,
That's exactly what you should do.
right.
And did she appreciate it this year? Did she enjoy it? Or was she... Come on.
No. I
Girls
got
before swine. Great gift wasted.
I got a burrito throwing game, so we'll see how that goes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got this nice LL Bean flannel. It's fantastic. It's very warm and cozy, so I chose to wear it on date night tonight, and I didn't change out of it when I came over here because I'm like,
don't
this is
blame
just
you.
really comfortable.
If it's comfortable,
It's
that's what
great.
matters.
Again, I'm getting excited about socks and flannels. It's over for me, and that's okay. I
mean,
because I'm happy where I'm ending.
The first thing I did when I got home was build this. I was so
Come on,
excited.
right?
I wanted to build
Desks.
it. I wanted to build it there, but I knew better that if I built it there, I wouldn't be able to bring it in.
No, can't take it with you. Want to take it with you. Yeah, that's great. Well, the holidays are a blast. Part of what's fun now is we get to recap. We get to revisit and remember what was in 2022 while simultaneously looking out ahead for what's to come in 2023. So there's a bevy of content for us to get through in this episode. We're excited for it. It should be nice and beefy. We appreciate your patience waiting for us to get back on the mic. And for those of you wondering, it's 100% my fault. So you're welcome. Also, if you're ever wondering whose fault it ever is, it's always my fault. I always have people that are sick or dying or brothers coming back from California and making lame excuses about, sorry, Riley, here's why I can't show up today, #bad friend.
It's okay.
So here we are, though. We're back. We're here. We're going to focus on the positives, Riley.
mean-
God, get off me.
I mean, next time you can just bring him and we'll shove him in the corner.
Deal.
Good.
Deal. Done.
Was it the one that was already on here before?
It was.
Oh.
It was. He had been on here before. He had been on here before, so he's already had his time.
Oh.
Yeah. He's...
Everybody gets one.
Nah, I kid. Mason, we'll get you on here again, bud. Appreciate you. So let's start with 2022, okay?
Yep.
We need to cover, we're gonna just really lean into the top fives here today.
Oh,
You're
for sure.
welcome. We're gonna hit the top fives early, and it's gonna be a double dip of top
Yes.
fives. We're gonna hit our top 5 favorites of 2022, as well as the bottom 5 bummers of 2022.
Bummer.
Now, a couple things to keep in mind, all right? We are not saying, per usual, that this was what was best and this is what was worst. This is simply personal preference, which is part of what makes this fun. Let's be real. Now, we might also say this was terrible or this was awesome, which also is true. But this is our own subjective. Here's what we loved the most. Here's what we loved or disliked.
Yeah.
The
so
most.
If you don't agree, jump off your boat, okay? You're not in this boat, all right? You jump off, swim to shore,
Find a new boat.
you piece of garbage.
There's
Anyways,
lots of boats filled with garbage, apparently.
have you seen our oceans? Anyways,
Oof. Don't look below the surface. Stay surface level, guys. It's beautiful up there.
there's a reason you don't go into the New York harbor. Anyways, yes. Did we want to start? Here's the question that we have to ask
Hit me.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Do we want to start with the good,
I think we do.
or you want to start off with the bad?
Yeah, I think we start positive. I do.
Positive.
I think we start positive. And
Okay.
and something I'll say, okay, before we dive into this, I always enjoy the opportunity to reflect, okay? So I'm not a big New Year's resolutions guy or anything like that,
Neither am I.
but I do enjoy when you reach the end of a certain path, season, what have you. It is, I think, enjoyable to look back and reflect. Because it's at the very least, it's informative. Even if you're not looking back and going, wow, that was filled with great memories, a lot of positive things, it's still fascinating to me to try and reverse engineer how is this sausage of 2022 made from an entertainment point of view. And something that I felt like going through the year, and I think reflection has borne this out, 2022 was not a year of great entertainment depth. There was a lot of content out there. But I think that there were a handful of really outstanding either movies or shows, a couple real bummers, and then everything else was really in that mid-level tier of, hey, that's not terrible, but not great. Not great. That's how I felt about it. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with these favorites of 2022. The top few I really love. A couple of these, and I'll explain that a little bit more. But overall, I felt it was just kind of a lukewarm year. What do you think?
Yeah, see, for me, coming up with these lists was difficult in the sense that we kind of shat all over the 2022 content. And
We've been very negative recently.
right, and to come
Yeah.
and to
And
come
yet we
up,
still got Christmas gifts. So Santa's cool with us. So how can you not be? Santa's on our boat, Riley.
this is true.
Yes.
Santa is
Thanks, Santa.
on our boat.
Appreciate you,
Big
big
old
guy.
cruise liner.
I gotta say, it's awesome being Santa. Okay.
Yeah.
As dad, because you know who gets the milk and cookies? This guy. You know what my kid said when they put out the milk and cookies? He's like, well, let's put out 3 cookies. I was like,
10.
wait, there are 5 of you, 1 cookie for each kid. So I had 5 cookies, and I got myself a refill of the milk. Thank you very much. So it was fantastic.
See, I would have said 2 per kid.
Dang it. Next year.
Yes,
Rookie
next year.
mistake.
It's okay.
Jeez.
It's okay. But yes,
I digress.
So my list. I'm also gonna say this with a preface. My bummer list. There's only 2 on there that I'm like, yeah, bummer, because the other 3 I put on by proxy, essentially. So I'm gonna bullshit my way
There
through.
wasn't a lot of noteworthy items like that. That's the thing. Even some of the stuff that was, it wasn't terrible, but it was by no means great either. So,
Actually, yes. Yes, I agree.
all right. Without further ado, let's start on a positive note and then end the year much like we've spent much of the year just complaining our bottoms off. So why not? All right. My number 5. This is movies, TV shows. My number 5 favorite of 2022, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, coming in at number 5. It was a good sequel. As we've discussed ad nauseum, didn't touch the first in terms of just epic greatness, but it was a solid additional chapter in that story. Paid great homage to Chadwick Boseman, so accomplished a lot of what it needed to accomplish. It certainly missed our guy Chadwick, and we always will miss Chadwick. But I think even on reflection, I was comfortable putting this in the number 5 slot. Loved Namor. Looking forward to seeing more of that guy. So Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, my number 5. Riles, over to you.
My number 5 was the return of Sam Raimi in Doctor Strange 2.
Nice.
Multiverse of Madness.
Nice. Good pick.
Yes. I like the old Doctor. And yeah, that's about it.
was
That's all
good.
I got. Sam's back.
Sam was back and he did well. It was a good fit between director and content. Yeah, really good. Very cool. All right, what's your number 4?
I have Moon Knight.
Okay.
Mark Spector. Moon Knight number 4.
Yep.
Now, he would have been higher on this list, but Marvel decided, you know what would be really awesome? We black out on all the cool fights. So, Moon Knight
There will be more of this later.
topping at number 4.
Very good. All right, my number 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, this show.
I forgot!
No way.
No!
That was the one you forgot? There's always one.
Well,
Greatly rework your list right now as I discuss.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
Obi-Wan Kenobi was a flawed show. Again, we're not talking best crafted movies and shows. However, it got the core thing right, which is it had Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. And the Leia twist, including young Leia, I still think was tremendous. I deeply enjoyed that unexpected inclusion of Leia as a prominent part of the show. I thought Leia was fantastic. I thought the actress that played her was great. And then Hayden Christensen rolling in his Darth Vader suit, ripping out some Vader for us. That was great. That final fight scene between Obi-Wan and Vader, tell you what, one of the best fight scenes. Somebody on YouTube, and now I'm blanking on the content creator, but cut that fight scene together. So took out the cutaway scenes that took place during the actual episode. Very much worth a watch. So Obi-Wan Kenobi is my number 4. Would you like to submit a perhaps 4B?
I'm so pissed off at myself. It happens every top 5, Jordan.
It's part of the reason why I enjoy doing this, because it's true.
Top 5.
It's true. That's why I love that we don't discuss it ahead of time, other than, hey, we're doing a top 5. And I feel like a bad friend because I'm leaving you hanging constantly.
No.
But I really, really enjoy this
It's good
selfishly.
content. It's good content.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, so Doctor Strange is getting kicked off the list. Moon Knight moves to 5. and then at number 4, Obi-Wan.
That's great. That's great.
I'm so mad at myself.
It's proud of you. Hey, let's do my number 3. My number 3, The Batman. Great movie. Great movie. And if we were going on simple merits of quality, could perhaps be at the top. Really solid, very dark. Took me till a second viewing to feel more, just say, comfortable with the overall tone of the movie, but loved nonetheless what Matt Reeves from a direction and story writing perspective did. Loved the confidence of the movie, the fact that it was so long, it wasn't rushed, it took its time, it established its world. We got great characters, not just the Batman, but the Riddler was portrayed outstandingly well. Colin Farrell's Penguin was tremendous. Heck, Catwoman, oh my goodness, why am I blanking on the actress that played Catwoman, Riles? Our dear Selena Kyle.
Zoe Kravitz.
Thank you. Zoe Kravitz. Appreciate it. She did an outstanding job. So even John Turturro rocking it as Carmine Falcone was just an absolute delight. So loved the Batman. Looking forward to seeing what comes in the future with the Batman universe. Batman's my number 3.
My number 3 is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
There you go.
Coming in with the Black Adam.
There you go.
We got Dr. Fate on screen with Pierce Brosnan. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we're ever going to get a better Dr. Fate choice casting-wise. Mm-hmm. So I hope he comes back. And I hope he kicks ass. I came out of that movie wanting to see more of those characters. And I did not think I would come out of that movie that way.
That's great.
So
yeah.
It's at 3 because they cock teased us with Henry Cavill.
Oh boy. We'll come back to that. Yep. We'll come back to that.
Honestly, that decision should just be number 1 on the bummer list.
It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's not even a movie. It's
just unbelievable.
So, number 3, Black Adam.
Love it. All right, you're number 2.
Number 2, this might surprise you.
I'm excited.
Black Panther 2.
Nice.
So,
Good
I think this would have taken the number 1 spot if Chadwick was still alive. Mm-hmm. But I think the movie just did a great job at still continuing to world build. And along with that, I think every character still was really strong.
Right.
Like Shuri's character arc in this movie made sense.
Yep. Okoye was great.
Okoye was solid. Angela Bassett destroyed in this movie.
Queen Ramonda.
Probably, arguably, the best character in this movie. Mm-hmm. And then I thought getting the first, I'm not counting Miss Marvel as the first mutant on screen, Namor to me is the first actual mutant,
There you go.
because Miss Marvel is an Inhuman. We don't need to get into that, but you know what I'm saying. So to me,
Yeah,
we got good Namor.
you bet.
I don't think we're gonna get much better for that.
No,
so.
it is tremendous. And I like what you said. You make a great point, and something I don't think I've given the movie enough credit for is the world building aspect. It expanded on what we already were introduced to about Wakanda in the Black Panther movie. So I agree. I think that was nice, a really good progression. And seeing Namor's world I can never remember the name. I always want to say Atlantis, and I know that's not what they're calling it.
Well, it's like
Yep.
I want to say it's like Tenoctlan,
Yep.
but I know that's
Yep.
not right. 'cause
No,
that's
we're
like
not gonna get
an
it.
actual
I
aspect.
had this conversation with Mason, the California brother, and every time we had a conversation about the Black Panther movie, well, it was the same conversation. And over the span of the 15-minute conversation, okay, every time I had to ask him when we were talking about Namor, like, wait, what's the name of their world again? What are they calling it? So I give up. I don't know. It's ridiculous. All right. My number 2, not something that you have watched, Riles, but the TV show Rings of Power. I loved that show. Has Chance watched the show, or is he still refusing to?
He still refuses.
Still refusing
and
to.
He'll never watch it. I
Okay,
can promise
Chance, you're
you
missing
that.
out. It's just phenomenal show. Greatly enjoyed it for many of the reasons you just discussed with Black Panther. The world building is terrific, and this is, as I was pondering, man, why did I enjoy this so much? The depth of the design is terrific. The story is worthwhile. You know where it's going to end up in the Lord of the Rings movies, but since it is set thousands of years prior to those films, you just have an open, not quite blank, little gray in there, but so much open space with which to construct character development, great storylines. I absolutely loved it. So I thought the show Rings of Power was tremendous. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes in the hopefully not too distant future. But for me, Rings of Power was number 2. Okay, my number 1, entirely outside of the superhero movie realm, Top Gun Maverick. Banger. So good. Quality entertainment. A story that I don't think anybody thought we really needed to see 30 plus years since the original. And yet it wasn't just a movie for the sake of the money, which is sure as heck what I thought it was going to be when I first heard it was coming out. I'm like, Tom, really, dude, you're loaded. Like, you don't need to make this for the Benjamins. But no, Tom had a story to tell, and he told it. Heartwarming, sincere, the action's outstanding, the movie is intense. It's great, and I think it appeals to an extraordinarily wide range of audiences. Like, my wife loved it, my dad loved it, everybody that I've spoken to that has seen it has enjoyed it, and for different little bits and pieces of different reasons. So I think that speaks to the quality and depth of the film. Absolute delight. Top Gun Maverick is my number 1 favorite movie or TV show for 2022. That's what I got for you.
For number 1, I'm taking The Batman, hands down. Robert Pattinson is what he should be changing his last name to. That was the most comic accurate Batman we've seen. I want more. I'm excited to see more. I think we have so many good opportunities ahead.
Yep.
The fact that we're getting a Penguin show, because the Penguin was phenomenal. I wouldn't have called that 3 years ago. Pumped for that. I honestly think that there wasn't a character that got... what's the word that I want to use? There wasn't a character that I felt was played poorly. Like, I thought everybody did their job and did it well.
Yeah,
And
well
so-
cast, well executed.
Oh my gosh.
No question.
And Paul Dano singing Ave Maria in a prison cell will haunt me for years to come.
Yep, that's creepy, effectively so.
So, yeah, for
That's
sure.
a great choice.
Batman, number 1.
Yeah. Love that pick. It's, again, solid top 5. I think, for me, The Batman and Top Gun Maverick are the 2 best movies of 2022. I feel like I need to open my heart a little bit, rewatch Wakanda Forever, and let that in. But for me, those 2 were just head and shoulders the most enjoyable that I saw in 2022. So that's great. Love that. Anything else on the positive front you want to say before we take our, daily, as it were, podcast trip to Negative Town?
I have nothing.
I love it. Okay. Well, there's your positives. There's your favorites of 2022 by way of recap. What a fun year. Let's go to the bummers of 2022 because that's kind of fun too. Riley, why don't you start us off with your number 5?
Okay, now remember.
Bummer. Proximity here.
Three.
Oh, you fudge away, man.
These first 3 bummers,
You do it.
I'm going to totally spitball.
That's great.
Number 5, I got DC Super Pets. And I'm going to say this. First of all, what is up with this character design? I'm looking at this right now. What was the choices behind this? That's an interesting thing. Because I remember I was like, Cyborg, did he have an afro? Why did he have an afro? Did he ever have an afro in the comics?
No, never. Well, I shouldn't say never. That was too quick.
In the 70s, when he was first appeared, did he have an afro?
Could have.
That would have been era appropriate.
Could have. Don't truly know.
I'm just used to my Cyborg being bald. I don't have a problem with the fro. I think a half fro is an interesting choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a little tough.
It's an interesting choice.
It was a little tough. And they didn't choose, I don't remember which Green Lantern they chose, but...
they picked a
wasn't
female.
it Jessica Cruz?
It has to be.
Yep.
Unless they created a new one.
No.
And I've never seen her have a haircut like that before.
Yeah, we'll get to DC League of Super Pets over here as well.
So,
Yep.
And you had Keanu Reeves voice Batman. That's cool. So that's why you're 5. Keanu saves you.
He does.
And John Krasinski voicing Superman.
That's an appropriate
I'm
choice.
cool with that. Other than that, I'm like, why? And also, why do you have The Rock voicing 3 different characters in that movie? You have him voicing Crypto, which is still an odd choice. You have him voicing himself, Black Adam, and then he gets to be the dog too. I think that's kind of weird. I don't understand.
Dwayne occasionally does too much. He just does.
When did Black Adam get a dog? I'm also confused about that.
Yeah.
All right.
No, the movie doesn't make any sense, but that's why it's there. My number 5 is Black Adam, not the movie as a whole. To be clear, I found the movie entertaining. Like Riley said, I would love to see more of those characters. The reason it's on the list is it teased us Henry Cavill as Superman coming back, and we only got to experience that joy for an extraordinarily brief amount of time before it was decisively ripped away from us. So that was a fairly significant bummer. And the fact that it seems as if Black Adam as a movie is just representing what is dissolving in the DC world, I don't think I was ready for that. And again, I'm not here saying, hey, all the DC content is great. It's not what I'm saying. But it's a bummer. It's a bummer to see what I thought was a good start for that character of Black Adam in that solo movie, that might be all we get to see of Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam. That's a bummer. So my number 4, DC League of Super Pets. Okay, now my gripe is a little different than Ryle's. Character design, I agree with you. For me, I went into the movie with my son going, okay, this is a kid's movie, so let's go see the kid's movie. I'm not kidding. The majority of the jokes in this movie were not kid-oriented. They were oriented to the adults. And it wasn't anything to the point where I'm going, man, I shouldn't be letting my son watch this. But it's just going straight over his 7-year-old head, 6-year-old head at the time.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, this movie isn't for me. Like, I didn't come here to watch this for myself. I came here to watch this for my son. And I think of watching Lego Batman, which is a delight for young and old alike. And this one, I don't honestly know who it pleased. The story was okay. Could have been a lot better. So DC League of Super Pets, I was disappointed by it. It was a bummer.
Why does Aquaman have flippers?
No.
Did you see that?
Yes.
He's got flippers. Why does he have flippers, DC? Why? That doesn't make sense at all.
No.
He's not a frog.
No. Nope.
I noticed that when you were talking about your 5th spot. I'm sitting here like, no.
Afraid so.
Ugh.
Afraid so. They took some liberties. So, all right, you're number 4, Riles.
Miss Marvel. Now, why? First of all, it wasn't meant for me. That's some bull crap. All your stuff should be directed towards me. Secondly, And the more important gripe, why on earth did you make her a mutant? That doesn't make sense. Just make her an Inhuman. I get that the mutants are coming. There are 90,000 of them you can choose from. You don't need to go turn somebody that wasn't a mutant into one. That doesn't make sense logically. So that's number 4.
I love it. What's your number 3?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't prepared.
Bang
Number
it.
3, She-Hulk. Why? CGI. You didn't have it. It was bad. It was terrible. I saw the leaked clip of Hulk's son. What is up with that haircut? That is bad. Somebody should lose their job because if they're cutting hair like that, that was tough. Okay? Now, I don't care if Daredevil and She-Hulk had a little fling on the side, whatever. Let my boy Daredevil, have, whatever, do his thing. All right? Do his thing.
Matt
It's
and
Charlie
Jess
Cox.
seem to enjoy it.
Right.
They seem to be fine.
More power to him.
Good for them.
Okay? Gives him something a little extra to confess in the Catholic booth, if you know what I mean. So anyways.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Anyways. So, based off of CGI alone, She-Hulk, number 3.
Yeah, good pick. My number 3, Love and Thunder. Okay. We only got 2 hours. 2 hours in the 4th Thor movie.
We're kind of lucky it might have been 2 hours, because if we had to sit through another hour of that, I might have cried.
2 hours. 2 hours. There should have been more. There should have been more. There should have been more gore. That's all you need. Just add another 15 to 30 minutes of gore. You have one of the best villains ever to use. And you have a tremendous actor in Christian Bale deployed to present the character. And we just barely got any of him. That was a bummer. Thor, Love and Thunder, my number 3. My number 2, Moon Knight.
Wow. That's up there for you.
The blackouts, that pissed me off. I got it in episode 1. Like when it happened in episode 1, okay, you know what? Fine. It's telling us a little bit about the character. He blacks out. He doesn't remember. We experience it as the audience where he doesn't remember either. Fair enough. Message received. We get it. Don't do us dirty like that in the last episode. We're finally getting full Moon Knight. And here he is going up against his nemesis, his equal, and he blacks out and we don't get to see it. Come on, man. That was dirty.
I think that
was dirty. And I'm not ragging on the whole show. The show had some really solid components. But that aspect of it, again, I'm just picking out an aspect, so I'm not picking on the show. Picking on that aspect of it. That was tough.
I think so when they did the blackouts first, I remember being pissed off. But then I also remember being like, you know what? This seems like something they're going to flash back to.
Yes.
Because of WandaVision.
Yes.
WandaVision kind of played it like that.
There you go.
As well. So I'm like, oh, maybe we'll see what happened.
Right.
And then we never saw what happened. I'm like,
right.
Well, this is weird. And then when it happened in the final episode, I wanted to break my TV.
Oh.
It didn't make sense.
Correct.
Have him lose control and then be like, have, his wifey poo on the outside being like, well, that's not Mark and that's not Steven. So who the heck is that, dog? And that would have been great.
Yep.
But nothing.
Yep. That was... I think I would feel so differently about that show as a whole had that last episode, had that scene not been blacked out. Very much so.
All the fighting was good up to that point, too.
Right. I found the show overall engaging. Weird once they got into the Egyptian gods, but they tied it back down to reality enough where it's like, okay, we're here. I'm good. But that was...
Minus the gigantic alligator and
hippo.
Dead crow fighting each other in the background.
Oh, my. Strange stuff. Strange stuff. But they leaned into it. That's who the character is. They leaned into it. I can forgive him for that. But the blackouts, come on. All right, that's my number 2. What's your number 2?
My number 2, I'm putting the hammer down. Thor: Love and Thunder. Why? You bring Christian Bale in for that? My gosh, it irritates me. Felt like a 70s campy throwback movie. I'm like, we're in the 2020s.
Oof.
I want to see Thor kill some people. You know he beheaded Thanos. Do you remember that? I don't think Taika did. That dude
a great moment.
killing people. You killed like everybody in his life, right? And then you think he would be that jolly about everything? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Gore stole children, for crying out loud. And he's like, oh, you guys will be fine. Let me just tell you astral stories. And by the way, that astral kid CGI,
Tough.
that's right up there with
Tough.
Scar's terrible haircut.
Tough.
Awful.
Not great.
Awful.
Not great.
I'm very upset about it.
It's fair. What do you got for number 1? Your biggest bummer
This
of
is gonna,
2022.
this is obviously this one's gonna probably be shared, but it's Morbin time, baby. Morbius, number 1.
Morbius was 2022?
Yeah.
Farts.
Ah!
Oh, I
It happened
forgot
to
that
you!
one. I
It
thought it was
happened to
2021.
you!
Wow. There we go.
I'm pretty sure this is gonna be really embarrassing if it's not.
Let's say, let's hope that it was.
Oh, drum roll. Yes, it came out in 2022. Yes, yes, suck it. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's great. That's great.
So, anyways, back to what I was saying.
Love it.
I don't even know that movie was
great.
that movie was a fever dream.
It was bad.
Now,
It was terrible.
the only good thing we got out of that entire movie is the phrase "It's Morbin time." That's the only good thing that came out of that movie. I'll tell you what, great start, terrible finish. It's like me with women. Like, it's just that equivalent right there. All right? Like, oh my gosh. You're like,
Wow.
you're watching the movie, you first started like, oh, look at him. He's doing good. He's doing good. And then just off a cliff. Off a cliff. He said something he shouldn't have. He made the wrong move.
Oh.
Looked at her the wrong way.
Oh.
It just fell apart.
It was quite tough.
Morbius, number
Quite
1.
tough. Hey,
Hands
that should be my
down.
number 1. That should be my number 1. It should be.
I can't
believe it. It happened. That's so great.
because you hated that
Oh.
so much.
Hated it. Hated it. All right. That needs to be at the top. Now, I'm going to rag on She-Hulk a little bit with the big caveat of, listen, it's not for me. And I guess that's okay. But the CG, dang it. Come on. Do better. Just as you said, do better. Okay, but Morbius was hot garbage. That thing
So
was
hot.
just terrible. Terrible.
The fact
How?
that movie got made.
How does it exist?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Who out of all of them?
There's so much more worthwhile content out there. So many more worthwhile characters. Morbius?
You're going, okay. It's like they set
This is
up.
exactly how the movie is supposed to go. Terribly.
Right.
Terribly.
Well, it's like they took the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery, pinned it up on the wall, right? And they're like, well, we've used Green Goblin because
Yep.
William Dafoe's coming back, and we're not going to do better than that,
Yep.
and we don't want a solo movie on him. Great. Perfect. Doc Ock. Oh, he's coming back. Don't want to use him. Electro coming back. Sandman coming back in a weird CGI way. Lizard coming back, kind of. But also,
Right.
oh my gosh, can you imagine a Lizard solo movie? Anyways, continue. Vulture. Well, we already did him and we did him well. Mysterio. Oh, we did him and did him well. So these Scorpion we kind of set up. So it's like, who's
Right.
left? We have Hydro Man. Blah. You have Kraven the Hunter, which, by the way, I know we're getting that movie. It boggles my mind that one didn't come before Morbius.
I love that I have no idea when that movie's coming out.
I don't even want to know.
No.
I'm so scared.
No.
I'm so scared.
We're going to have to go see it just for the sheer spectacle of how bad it will
I
be
don't
so
even
we
know.
can talk about it.
Because I love Kraven so much as a villain.
Okay.
It might
Okay.
break my heart.
Okay. We got time between now and whenever it is.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it for the podcast.
Why, you turned real quick.
Well, no, that's just that's my thought process anymore, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing because people are like, there's some things like originally before all this podcast stuffing, all this podcast stuff, I've been like, I don't want to do that. I don't want
Right.
to watch that. And then I'm
Right.
like,
Got to do it for the pod.
but it's like, damn it, it's good content. People enjoy me doing this. I guess I'm going to do it. So that's what it's turned into.
So coming to a pod near you in 2023 or 24, we don't know. A Kraven the Hunter reaction.
So I don't, and then it's like, because they already did Venom.
Right.
So
So they
who else
end
do
up
they have
end
left?
up with Morbius.
The Spot. Like, I don't know. It is what it is.
I don't know.
And they're using the
It's-
Spot as the main villain in Into the Spider-Verse now. I'm more excited about seeing him than I am Morbius. That's where I'm
Morbius is
at.
a worthy holder of the #1 crown
Oh,
for
for sure.
biggest bummer in 2022. Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
On a side note,
hear it.
I believe the guy who's playing Kraven,
Yep.
Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Yep.
I think he's up for the role of 007.
Fascinating.
I think he might be the next James Bond.
Okay.
It's not confirmed, but the rumors are heavy that he's
He's giving himself a chance.
the title favorite right now.
Wow. Okay.
Which I'm like, you know what?
Good for you, bud.
I respect it.
Good for you.
I respect it.
Hey.
He's a good looking dude.
I'd rather see that than.
Honestly, have him keep the flow though.
Well, sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
We've had a lot of
No,
James
he's got some quality
Bonds.
flow. You got a lot of close cuts.
Right.
Yeah.
Let him do the flow. I think he pulls the flow off better than he pulls off the normal cut, but that's just me.
No question. No question. That's great. Good recap on 2022. So let's look ahead. All right. Try and get back on the positive track here. Let's look ahead to what's coming in 2023.
Okay, now here's the question.
Do it.
Do you want to start off good or bad? Do you want to go MCU or DC?
I've the list that I've compiled has melded the two together.
Oh, you did a
So,
better job than I did.
I have separated them by movies and shows.
Okay.
Now, what will not surprise you is that DC has nothing on the show docket other than The Penguin is out there, but we still have no idea when it's actually going to be released. Is there a chance it comes out in 2023? Sure, but it's a slim one. Whereas Marvel
That can't be.
has several TV shows on the docket. So let's actually start there. Let's start with the TV shows. We'll rip through these fairly quickly. All right. And then we'll dive into the movies. So in 2023, and bear in mind, here's something odd with these TV shows is that we do not have official release dates for any of these yet. We have general time frames: early, mid, and late.
Well, we can do a guessing game again.
We can do it. So
I think we were semi-accurate the last time
we were
guessing.
we were. March tends to be when the first show comes out. So
So if y'all are taking bets,
your early shows, okay, 2 in the early category. First is Secret Invasion. Little Nick Fury action, little Skrull invasion. Great comic run. So some outstanding foundational content. We'll see how the show pans out. What If Season 2 is also falling in that early category.
See, I don't even count that one. That one's just gonna go on its own time.
Yeah, well, true.
You know,
True.
like
Right.
it does, it's that
Right.
that's
It's
not
It's not
dependent.
melded in with the rest of the
So
shows.
that one could come literally right after Secret Invasion.
Yep.
And no
So
one
I'm
would
guessing
care.
Secret Invasion in March. What If starts late April, maybe early May.
I would agree with that. Actually, that was gonna be my guess.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. The mid grouping.
Yeah.
You have Echo and Loki. Season 2 of Loki.
Is Echo
in the
listed
mid-category.
before Loki?
Based on what I researched, yes, but it wasn't listed in order of, hey, this is supposed to come out before Loki. That was just the articles that I saw and read. That's how they had it listed out. I truly don't know how either of those could really interact with each other. I mean, Loki was so simultaneous, like mostly self-contained. I understand that it has overarching ramifications for the entire MCU,
Right.
but like with the unveiling of the multiverse, but it's not as if it narrowed its focus down to Earth, for example, for any period of time. So I think they'll be fairly self-contained.
I'm gonna say Loki in June,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say Echo in August.
Okay. I like
Because
that.
I think they've already kind of shown a first look a little at Loki.
Yeah.
In that one little trailer thing.
Okay.
So I think Loki's closer than Echo.
Yep.
That's a guess, though.
Yep.
But Owen Wilson was in a suit, and he was looking dapper.
Come on. You got Owen. I mean,
He's looking dapper.
Love it. Love it. All right. The late comers. Ironheart, late of 2023. And then Agatha, Covenant of Darkness, also late 2023. I think it's safe to say that's a show that's not for me.
As of right now as well, because Marvel did announce
Yep.
that they were going to push some stuff back. See?
Yeah, I mean, that's 6 shows.
Right.
That's
And this is...
heck of a lot of
And
content.
for those, I
Just
can...
on the shows.
And see, for those, I can see Agatha coming out in October, because she's spooky.
There you go.
She's a little
Halloween
creepy
theme.
crawling. She had the... She had the, like... Did she have the black colored hands? Or am I crazy? No, it was just Wanda.
Wanda, yeah.
was just
Wanda really
Wanda.
leaned into that. I don't remember now with Agatha.
I don't think so. No, she
Yep.
was just creepy.
She was creepy. Ironheart, maybe December?
Yep, that would be my guess.
Late November, December?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. And it wouldn't be totally surprised if that gets pushed into 2024.
wouldn't
They
either.
don't need to be in a hurry with that one.
No.
So, okay. Okay. So there's
That-
your shows.
Yes.
Now, The Penguin, again, we assume it could come out sometime in 2023, but at this point seems more likely that we're looking at 2024 with The Penguin. All right. Movies coming out in 2023. Again, these are interspersed. Marvel and Shazam. We're going to go in order of appearance. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, February 17th.
That's coming soon.
Just a shade over a month away.
Excited.
Yep, we're going to get a fresh trailer here next week with the national championship game.
Shoot, that's right.
Yep, so
That's right.
we'll have some opportunity to discuss that in a later pod, make our predictions for that film, so stay tuned. Number 2, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, March 17th, a crisp 1 month later, we'll get the second Shazam flick.
I'm excited about that
Looking
too.
forward to that. We both enjoyed round 1. We're here for round 2. So that's number 2. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th.
I'm gonna ball like a baby.
Yep, tears will come. Number 4, The Flash movie. Yay! June 23rd. Seriously, I have no idea what to expect.
Are we gonna skip that one, or is this gonna be another one of those things where I'm gonna have to go because
you go
of
for
this
the pod.
podcast?
You go for the pod. Yeah.
By the way, that reminds me. Because I
I think it's great, really, that we don't get Henry Cavill anymore as Superman, but we're seemingly committing to Ezra Miller in the long run
I don't
as the
even want
Flash.
to talk about
I
it.
think that's fantastic. It's a really
Okay.
solid move, both from a PR perspective and from a, hey, is this actor like well suited for the role? So outstanding stuff.
So-
Heavily sarcastic tone. Sorry, desk. I didn't.
That was
I got excited.
demanding. I see
And
that.
by excited, I mean furious.
Man, there was a Flash movie poster that I saw,
Oh boy.
and it was so bad.
Oh boy.
It was so bad.
Was it a real poster or was it fan made?
Poster.
Okay. You keep looking. I can't dwell on this any longer. All right. The 5th film coming out in 2022 is The Marvels, July 28th. Don't pretend to know a lot of what to expect
I
in
can't
that
believe
movie.
that's coming out this year.
It is.
That's weird.
Right in the middle of summer. So, Monica Rambeau, Ms. Marvel. Boy, help me remember her name, Riles. Ms. Marvel.
Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan. Okay, they say Kamala Khan. I didn't feel confident. Thank you. And of course, Carol Danvers will be teaming up for the Marvels in July. Number 6, and this is the one that I can't believe exists and is genuinely, well, we'll see, but genuinely, allegedly coming out. Blue Beetle,
You know what?
August 18th.
I love Jaime Reyes.
Yep.
So I'm all for it. I like the Blue Beetle. I like the concept of the Blue Beetle.
Okay.
I think his powers are sweet. He's got an alien magic whatever thing on his back that shoots guns whenever he wants. I'm down. So I'll be interested to see what they do with Ted Kord.
I've got between now and August to open my heart.
I am excited.
After that, we have a bit of a dearth, as it were, in the movie realm until we get all the way to the end of the year. On December 25th, Merry Christmas, Harry, Happy Hanukkah, Marv, Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom on December 25th. A solid 4+ years since we got the original or first Aquaman movie.
What a crime.
4 years, but it's okay because, again, we have Ezra Miller as the Flash. So don't worry, everybody. It's fine. So I'm very excited for that movie. That has been a long time coming. As it turns out, could be the swan song for our guy, Jason Momoa, going out, hopefully on top. But I really loved the first Aquaman movie, so I'm very excited to see Chapter 2 of the Aquaman series. So any highlights you want to point out there, Riles?
Did you mention Into the Spider-Verse?
Thank you. No, I did not.
That one's also
catch.
coming out. And
Good catch.
I believe, let me see, I just had it up.
No.
Also, by the way, it looks like Kraven comes out this year. June 2nd for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and as of right now, according to this IGN article, so if they're wrong, don't get mad at me. Kraven the Hunter, October 6th. So, there you have it.
Yikes.
So, I'm actually really excited about Spider-Verse.
Yep, I apologize for neglecting that on my duties. Unbelievable. Fire me now.
I am
Bring Mel
sad.
Gibson in.
I'm sad that I have to deal with Kraven.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. Probably.
We'll see.
Cancel it.
So altogether, if we're counting, and we are counting, you've got, if we include the Spider-Verse, which we should, 14 superhero-themed movies and shows being released in 2023. Now, I think it's safe to say we're not going to see all of those. Agatha, I don't know. We'll see. But all the movies, I'm looking forward to all the movies. I'm curious about Blue Beetle. Curious about that. The Marvels is probably lowest on my list of excitement level. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Quantumania, Shazam, those first three are absolute bangers, and then it gets weird. Because then you got the Flash movie. Then you got the Marvels. Then you got Blue Beetle, has potential.
I think Blue Beetle will be good.
Hope so. I really hope so.
Well, again, it's DC, so it could go either way.
We hope so.
It could go either way. But anything will be better than that Flash movie.
The shows, I feel a lot more lukewarm on. I am very excited for Secret Invasion because that comics storyline is tremendous. We get more of Nick Fury. It's been a while since we've had some quality Nick Fury time, so I'm eager for that.
They said Winter Soldier in tone. I'm all in if that's the
right.
tone.
Then that's a great tone. Great tone.
And Daenerys Targaryen, Queen of the Andals, and Mother of Dragons is going to be in that show. I'm all in.
We're in. We're in for that
Emilia
one.
Clarke, baby.
You bet.
Yeah.
Loki Season 2, very much excited for that. And after that, it's really a mixed, just absolute hodgepodge. What If? Hey, was entertaining enough in round 1.
Right.
So we'll give round 2 a look.
That's about 50-50.
Echo, I'm excited because Kingpin and Daredevil are in it. Sorry, Echo.
Still 50-50 on that one,
Yep,
too.
yep. That's exactly right. Ironheart, I just hope it comes out. Like if it comes out, I'll watch it. I enjoyed Riri Williams in Wakanda Forever, but I'm a little nervous that's going to be the one that gets shoved into 2024.
Yeah, I've actually heard Mephisto is going to be in this. I know he's been rumored for like 14 different Marvel projects.
A little bit of a while.
But I've heard him and possibly Sacha Baron Cohen playing Mephisto.
Okay.
So don't know a lot of his stuff. I know who he is.
Sure.
Either way, I like the idea of technology versus the mystics. So yeah, if the Hood's in it, I'm interested because I like him as a character. So
there's some potential. Now, something that we do need to hit on, okay, that we have not yet touched on at all, that is worth hype and excitement. The Mandalorian Season 3.
Ooh,
March
Star Wars.
1st. Yes. March 1st of 2023.
Oh, wow, that's early.
Yep.
Well, not early, because I think
relatively
all of them have been December-ish, right?
Believe so. So looking forward to seeing Season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Make sure everybody's caught up on Boba Fett.
At some point, Ahsoka's TV series is supposed to come out in 2023.
That could be hit or miss.
We'll see.
That one could be hit or miss.
We'll see. And then there's a whole batch of TBDs in developments, maybes, in other words, for 2023. So not a strong, shall we say, push on the Star Wars side yet, for sure, but we'll see.
And we are getting Indiana Jones 5.
There you go.
And
there you go.
We are getting the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah.
I think the 7th Mission Impossible movie comes out this summer.
That,
Hilarious.
honestly,
And they've been great, though. They've been awesome. It's ludicrous that there's 7 of them, and there's going to be an 8th because they're filming both 7 and 8 at the same time.
it's so weird.
It is incredible. Incredible. But I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So a lot of not comics, not superhero related content that I think we'll be able to sprinkle in there and really enjoy. Heck, Tom Cruise is probably going to save the summer of 2023 just like he saved the summer of 2022. Top Gun Maverick, now Mission Impossible.
There is a new animated Ninja Turtle movie coming out this year too.
Good
And
grief.
we got Transformers, and we got Dune Part 2, and for all you racing fans, Fast 10, the final installment.
Sure it is. That'll never end.
He said they were going to
That'll
end it
never
on
end.
10 because Paul wanted to do 10.
Bullcrap. They're gonna go. No, they're gonna keep going.
You're calling Bull Honky?
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
There will be a Fast 11. There will be. There will be. There will be. Nonsense. Just nonsense.
So we got lots of good movies.
All right. Well, a lot to look forward to in 2023. Riley, anything else you want to hit on before we conclude this fantastic episode of Potting? This has been a blast. I've enjoyed, again, recapping 2022. Quick look ahead to 2023. We've got Ant-Man Quantumania coming on the horizon, so that's a clear topic to hit on in more depth and detail on our next pod. But for now, that's what I got for you, brother.
I got nothing.
That's great.
I got absolutely nothing.
That's great.
So
Love it.
I think we wrap it.
I think we do. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been a blast.
On that note, thank you for being with us through all
time.
of 2022, and
Every
we
time.
can't wait to entertain you for 2023. Leave a nice little comment about this sweet desk. Hype me up because I think it's gorgeous.
Tell Riley you like his desk. It's fantastic.
I hope my lady, my future wife, is like this desk, just nice and solid. Anyways,
We're going to leave it at that.
yeah,
We're going to leave it at that. That's
Anyways,
it.
Anyways,
That's it. Wrap it quick.
and then, yes, that's all I got. That threw me off.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, JP and the Beanstalk. Check us out on TikTok at Magic Beans Productions. Find us on all the socials. I have not been posting on the Facebook page at all. So our Facebook page likers can just suck. No, I'm kidding. I will try to post on that. But that's all I got.
We love it.
So
Happy to be here with you in 2023. Peace.
on that note, Godspeed.
Do it.